Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Hello. I'm Marcus.
And I'm Amy.
And here we are again, Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. And I have a full list of things to talk about today. This has been a crazy week.
Yes, I'm excited to hear about it, actually.
Yeah, I kind of previewed you on a couple things, and
You did.
I had to stop myself because
I know, you started going off. I was like, oh, wow.
make sure
He's got a lot.
some of these things are going to be surprises for you.
Okay.
How's your week?
It's been good.
I haven't seen you much.
I know. I've been like crazy busy. I don't know, school is literally taking up all my time.
Mm-hmm.
I got back on the site. I'm getting bombarded with messages.
How's that going? Why are you back on the site?
Why? I don't know, because I'm bored.
You need a better reason than that.
No, I think, I don't know. So the other day when you had said that there's, this girl had told you that there's like a lot of really interesting characters on the site right now, I kind of wanted to see for myself, and she was not lying.
Yeah, actually, that's funny you bring that up. I met someone last night who said the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like really interesting characters. I'm not sure. The crop is a little different this time around.
What do you think's fueling that?
I would say, I'm not sure. It could be the season.
The season?
The season. Winter is coming. So
We're stocking up for the winter?
I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. You know, the one girl, I think she's kind of hit the nail on the head when she said that there's a lot of like Bitcoin or BitCurrency or
cryptocurrency geniuses right now who've made some money in the market, and now
they think they're sugar daddies.
Right.
They think they can handle it. But,
they're going to find out being a sugar daddy is not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not it's not for everyone. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm not sure. I haven't like really talked to anyone per se, besides just trying to maybe like see if they'd be willing to get on the show. But I don't know. I don't have time. So it's kind of
why I'm wondering what you're doing school.
Well, I think it's just because, you know, like in between. So I'm one of these people where I cannot, as soon as I turn on the TV, like that's it. I'm done for the day. Like I get.
Yeah, you'll call me at 6:30 and I say, what's going on? You're like, I'm in bed.
Yeah, I know.
That's it for the night? You're done?
Yeah, I'm just done. I'm done.
I just got off work.
I know. Yeah, I'm in bed. I'm not a night owl. You've known this. I definitely am a morning person. I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning and like could not fall back asleep. So I just started my classwork and then I did some yoga. And
way too much going on in that head of yours.
I know, it never shuts off. So that's why it's like once the TV for me is like, it's when I can zone out and watch my weird anime.
Well, now that you're back on the site, I actually am back on the site also.
I know.
We're doing a little podcast research. Also, I had a kind of a short-term arrangement that ended. So I'm kind of looking and hoping to find something that'll work, somebody compatible, somebody will fill those voids. Well, we have lots to talk about today.
Okay, all right.
And in future shows too. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about, I do want to discuss this topic though, red flags.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yes.
Very good.
How many times have we gone out with somebody or met somebody and just ignored obvious red flags? It's happened to me a lot.
Okay.
As I look back on it, at the time, I didn't know it was such a big red flag.
Yeah.
It just made me something they said or something they did. I'm thinking, well, that's odd.
Yeah. I get a lot of yellow flags. That some of them, I think it happens with just traditional dating as well. Like there's like these little things that they'll say that it's just like, huh?
Right.
Elaborate on that a little. And then I don't know, in end of it all, it's like, whoa.
So I had a meeting with somebody.
Okay.
It was like a first meet and greet, and we went and had Chinese food and drank a bottle of wine. Oh. Actually, we sat there for 6 hours.
What?
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about.
6 hours.
And she was in technology, and she was actually developing an app and a website and had this really great concept going, and she was in a startup.
Okay.
And at one point we were talking about social media, and she says, "Oh, I don't have social media. I'm not on any of that." Okay, I understand you, Amy, are not on any social media. You made that very clear, but it wasn't a red flag for me because you explained
honest.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for somebody that was in tech, developing a website, developing an app in that world to tell me they're not on social media, I thought, well, that's very strange. Why wouldn't they be on social media? That's kind of how you market these things these days.
Yeah.
So come to find out, some things happened. We ended up, we had a really short-term arrangement, and some things happened where it ended. Come to find out, that wasn't her real name. She was here in the city for another reason. There was just a lot of things that came. I can't get into the details as much. Hopefully, maybe later. There was a lot of things that happened which made sense why she didn't have social media, or she didn't tell me she had social media.
Okay.
So anyway, there was some red flags there that I completely ignored.
So the social media, so you've never had a girl say that, besides me, that is not on social media?
There's been a couple, but their story made sense.
Yeah.
Somebody in technology, somebody in
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
web development.
Well, I think it's kind of weird, honestly, for anyone to not, like, if anyone tells me, they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't have social media," I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably have that Snatch Chat and I don't know what else.
What'd you call it?
Snapchat. Yeah, Snapchat. I'm sorry.
That might be a new app that we need to develop.
Yeah, no. Sorry, Snapchat. And oops. Yeah, I call it. Yeah, I guess I call it Snatch Chat because I don't know. I think that's what it's mainly used for.
Yeah.
It like deletes automatically, doesn't it, or whatever?
Yeah, there's reasoning that people do use that.
Yeah, for sure. And there's nothing wrong with it, I guess. I guess you don't want that stuff floating around. But I mean, I'm not one for like sending. I can't send a dude like naked pictures of myself. I don't get that. I mean, I get that you guys are visual. But if a dude sends me a naked picture, I'm like, I don't want to see that. That looks very unappealing.
Actually, my ex, the 2.5-year arrangement relationship that I was in, she actually encourages people to send her D-pics. She enjoys those.
Really?
And she actually rates them.
She rates them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Men pay her money to rate their dick.
What?
Yeah. I believe I've heard through the rumor mill that she even has a boyfriend that did that, and
That's how she got her boyfriend.
She liked it so much that I think they're a couple now.
Are you serious? Yeah. Oh my God! What is the story behind that? Oh, how'd you guys meet? Oh, she rated my dick. Yeah. She told me I had the most amazing penis ever, and she just wanted it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to get her on the show, so we'll have her talk about that soon, hopefully.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that'll be interesting. That'll be a very interesting conversation.
Right?
How did you get your boyfriend?
Yeah. So what are some red flags that you've encountered?
So I'm really trying to like think here.
You've had people who've told you that they weren't married and then come to find out that they were.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Have they said anything or done anything that kind of made you suspicious?
No. So the one that I'm previously thinking about, I just had dinner with him, or lunch. I'm sorry, not dinner, but lunch, whatever. It's all the same. Food. We ate food together at some point during the day. Mm-hmm. And we actually went over why he lied to, why he was hiding it. And he just he felt incredibly guilty. And he was like, she's a really good person, but we're kind of going separate ways, my kids, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, I said, I understand your fear, and I see that, and I appreciate you finally coming clean about it. But it's much easier. You wouldn't have had to worry so much about the rejection, because now, and I told him straight up, I said, now, we can't go any further than this, because I can't trust you. Mm-hmm. For me, lying's a big deal. I don't like
Well,
liars.
Of course it is.
I like red. I see
and
bad auras.
On the
energy.
On this sugar daddy type website, you do meet people that obviously they need to use a fake name.
Yes.
Or they need to kind of hide a situation.
Yeah. And I have no problem with like people being married. I have no problem with a guy being married. I think it's just like, don't hide it. Why hide it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't get that.
Well, I can understand why they loose lips sink ships. So they want to keep information.
I think if that's the case, then you need to be more picky. If you're really that scared, like, and you know, come clean about it, and just be, if you're upfront right from the get-go, maybe be more picky about the girls that you're choosing, because like, think about it. Like, if you're that scared, then don't be on the site. Like, don't do it.
Have you encountered anybody that's always late?
Oh my God, I hate that.
Yeah.
I literally cannot stand people being late, even though I showed up late today. I can't. I was very stressed out though. Like, I get really stressed out being late. Like you were on the phone with me, and I was like
Actually,
oh
my
gosh.
date last night was 20 minutes early. That stressed me out.
What?
Because I'm usually there first, and I don't like not being there first.
She showed you up.
She did. I'm usually there 5 to 10 minutes early at least.
Oh, she was anticipating this. She
Right.
was very excited. So tell me about this date. How'd this date go?
Oh, so she says that she's on the site for only a few days and then off of it. She's been on and off there for 4 years,
And
had an arrangement.
She doesn't block you. Some girls do that.
What's that?
They'll like meet you and then they'll just block you.
Well, we're getting to that.
Oh, okay.
I have those stories.
Jumping the gun there a
Yes,
little
you are
bit.
jumping the gun. No, she was pretty communicative. I tried to joke around with her through texting, but she didn't laugh at anything I said, didn't respond to any of the funny things I said. You know, I could be funny. I can make light. I even have that in my profile. Hey, sometimes I'm silly, I'm playful,
Goofy.
and you know, I wanted to give her a little preview of what she was going to meet, but she didn't respond to any of my funny comments.
So she's dry.
So I'm kind of already a little hesitant, because usually that's kind of a red flag. Is usually during texting, if they're very dry and to the point, they're usually like that in person also. I've met people
like escort. I think no, because escorts can be very charming. I have a friend of mine who's a really amazing escort.
Well, I've met people who say, "Oh, I'm not a good texter." People tell me that all the time, and they open up. But sure enough, when I got there, she was exactly the same as she texts. Yeah.
Well, at least you knew what you were getting, I guess.
So I walk in, and she's already there. But she confirmed like multiple times. She confirmed on Monday, and she confirmed on Tuesday that, hey, I'll see you tonight. I'm excited to, meet you or whatever. And I really appreciate that, because I can't tell you how many times people have no-showed, or they just, hey, let's grab a drink on Monday. This happened to me. Somebody said, let's grab a drink on Monday and meet. And then I went, hey, what time? I think we actually even made a date. Yeah, for 6:30. I go, hey, are we still up for 6:30? They didn't answer. And I texted them again. They didn't answer. Then I saw them on the website. They were online. So I said, hey, I don't know if you're getting my text, but did you still want to meet on Monday? Block me. And I'm telling you, the conversation we had was,
amazing.
I went back and looked through the conversation. There was nothing. Like, it was very playful, and she sent me really sexy pictures, and we had a great conversation, kind of talked about how an arrangement would work.
So
and
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. That I would say when that happens, and this is something I'm not proud of, but when that happens, usually it's because another fish has caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's, I just.
Well, that's so rude, though.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be
I
like,
reached out to her. I go, hey,
honest.
you blocked me. I'm really confused.
Oh, yeah, the blocking thing was kind of weird. I would at least be like, hey, listen, like, I'm kind of talking to someone.
Yeah, I would appreciate honesty. I'm all for honesty, and I get it. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking today about red flags. So a lot of times, people just don't want to be honest. They're scared of their own shadows.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what red flag did I give out that all of a sudden she was hot and then went completely cold.
It probably wasn't a red flag. It was probably a different fish came along and gobbled her up. And then she just was like, okay, this guy he keeps messaging me. So he's.
Well, I didn't bombard her, but I did finally say, hey.
But you messaged her 3 times.
Well, twice. And then, and then once online. Yeah, but I'm trying to make my plans for the night.
Yeah,
and
so
I was really
I
confused.
would say after 2 times, give up.
Yeah.
I would say
I agree.
1, 2. Don't allow them 3 strikes. 3 strikes, you're out. The third strike is me telling you that that's your third strike.
Right.
You know, she had strike 1, strike 2. You call strike 3. At that point, that's what I would do when that happens, because they're just not worth your time at that point.
So a funny thing happened.
Okay.
It was yesterday. This gorgeous blonde from about 60 miles north of town was supposed to come in last weekend, and we were going to go out for sushi and meet on Friday, and then she just completely ghosted me. I never heard back, and
Screw her.
I had plans. So anyway, I messaged her a couple times, nothing. She deleted her account off the site. So I'm like, okay, well, she's obviously gone a different direction, no big deal. I reached out one last time. I said, well, it didn't work out, but here's a funny episode on the show that we just recorded and released on Tuesday. And she responded, and she goes, oh my God, this is so comical. And actually started talking to me again and says, oh, I've got a few stories myself. So she actually responded to that.
You need to just tell him, I think what we should do, because I feel like people are afraid. Like before we started making this, I was super scared. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I was really scared. Maybe what we could do is they could just like write in and just be like, hey, tell us your story, and we'll tell your story for you.
Okay, good segue. I have somebody that wrote in, and let's get into that now. I've got somebody that was scammed.
Oh, let's hear it.
There are some red flags here.
Okay, all right. So we're sticking with that. Okay.
We had a message from B. Of course, they didn't leave much information, but
that's fine.
It says, I had a message from this attractive young blonde in Arizona. It was Saturday morning, and she asked if I wanted company this morning. I woke up kind of aroused, so it sounded like a fun idea. She asked for an amount that was a little above my budget, so when I told her that was too high, she quickly offered to come see me for 2/3 of the original amount. All right, when they're so anxious to reduce, their arrangement amount,
like their benefit,
that's kind of a red flag to me, because I'm thinking, okay, either they're on drugs and they just need a quick fix, or
that would be a big red flag. Yeah.
Or there's something else going on that they're desperate for cash at that point, or they're going to try to scam you for whatever they can get out of you.
Yeah.
So
it's not really a scam if you get
because I've talked to people who say, I'd love to have an arrangement with you. I need this much a week or this much, per meeting. And I'll say, yeah, that's a little high. And they're like, okay, sorry, but I feel that's what I'm worth, and that's my value.
Oh, screw that. Oh God, I hate that. Oh, that makes me cringe.
Why?
Oh,
I mean, I get it. They
that.
don't want to bargain with you. Why do you hate that?
I hate the thought of putting worth on somebody. I don't feel like because a lot of guys have said that to me. They're like, well, what do you think you're worth? And I'm like,
oh, yeah. I can see where if the question is phrased like that, that would be a little offensive.
It's just like, but that's what they're saying. They're like, oh, well, what is it? What is it? Yada, yada, yada. And I was like, well, if you really want to know, I mean, I've had some pretty high offers. And that doesn't mean that, do I think I'm worth more? Absolutely. But it's, that's definitely ego there. But it just, that makes me sad. That makes me really sad when that's what it is. I just don't care for it. Anyways,
back to the email.
Sorry.
I agreed, and she was very quick at getting to my place. Her account was only a day old, and that's usually a red flag, but she communicated well the entire time. Yeah, so gentlemen, be very leery of accounts that are really new.
And females as well.
Yeah, and females too. Those are where you're going to find the majority of the scammers, because usually they're on and then they're off. Their account's deleted or blocked by the website because they're getting complaints.
Or you have someone like me that's just like, okay, I'm bored today, and tomorrow I'm like, this is
I mean, ridiculous. I understand you've got to start your account sometime.
Yeah.
And you may be legitimate and your account's only 1 day old, but that is where the majority of the scammers lie, is in a very new account.
Yeah, usually after 2 or 3 days, they'll get blocked anyways because the site.
All right, it says, so I gave her the address and she showed up. Not quite as attractive as her photos, but good enough.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's usually 100% of the case.
100%.
Yeah,
Hey,
don't ever
now.
expect them to be as attractive as their photos.
Screw you. That's so mean.
Let's say 98% of the time.
I was going to say, yeah, better be in that 0.2%.
I said almost 100% of the time.
Yeah. No, you said 100. I heard. I heard what I heard.
Right.
Anyways, keep going.
We made small talk for about 15 minutes with her asking most of the questions. She parked in front of the neighbor's house, which I thought was odd, but she said that she got confused on the address.
Well, I mean, if she's never been there, I mean.
Yeah, but you know what? Google Maps and Apple Maps, they take you right to the correct address.
No, they don't.
House address?
Okay, so get this. I just picked up a food processor, all right? And I got it off of OfferUp, and I had to, it took me to the wrong address.
Well, you probably punched in the wrong address.
I did not. I clicked the copy and paste.
Okay.
And that's what I did, and it took me to the wrong thing.
Well, let's just say 99.9% of the time, it takes you to the correct address.
I don't know.
Okay. Let's see.
I disagree.
Anyway, she told me how a guy had stiffed her on the allowance, so now she always gets it up front.
Ooh. There's a lot of girls that do that. They're like, oh, give me beforehand.
Right.
Which I could see because I've had that happen, actually. I don't ask for it, first of all. I'm just like, okay, so we agreed. I guess I'm really naive. I'm too trusting of people. And so guys will be like, and I'll just be like, listen, do not pay me. Like, I don't want that touching my hands. Like, I don't want that at all. Like, if you want to be nice, you can ask for my information and then it'll show up whenever it shows up. Like, I don't want to know, like, I don't want to have to, like, chase you. I'm not going to chase you, and I'm not going to.
And I've had people tell me that, they'll spend an evening with a gentleman, maybe at their place.
Yeah.
And then he'll say, hey, I forgot my something in the car, and then he leaves.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I've had that one happen too. Yeah. Oh, it is. Oh my God.
What do you do in that case? Do you you're not going anywhere, buddy? Or do you get like their wallet or something?
No. Okay.
What can you do?
So there was this guy and he was really attractive. Very attractive, very young. And I think he played me. He played me like a fiddle. Like he said all the right things. I mean, it was like really kinky. It was really fun. And then he was just like, I'm going to go grab some water. Do you want some water? I was like, yeah, sure. Fine. Whatever. Like, great. And it's really sad, actually. I don't know why I'm sharing this story. It's really sad.
Keep going.
Yeah, so he said that, and I mean, like 5 minutes went by, 10 minutes went by. I was like, mother. Instantly, I was like, this
son of a bitch.
This jerk wad just played me, and and I was like, okay, so I was like, hey, listen, I sent him a message, and I was like, hey, listen, like, I just want to let you know that, like, what you did was not nice. I said, like, if you're just looking for hookups, I'm not sure, like, what your thing was on this, because it's not like I'm not ugly.
No.
And I'm definitely good in bed. Like, come on.
Toot, toot your own horn.
Yes, exactly. Well, I enjoy that aspect of it very much, and I'm not shy. I just like to have fun.
No, you're like bossing people around.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's your thing?
It's my thing. Hi there. Take off your pants. Anyways, so so we had like a good time, right? And I was just like, well, I said, I really don't appreciate it. I said, I know you're not going to respond back, but I just want to let you know, like, it makes me feel really, like, I feel very disgusting right now. And I said, I don't think any amount of rubbing alcohol, peroxide, like whatever is going to make me feel any better. That's how dirty I feel right now. And it's not right. And it's really, really not nice what you're, like, if you're doing this to other people, this is, like, karma is going to get you. I hope it does. And I hope that you get hit by a bus.
Yeah. Karma is a real thing. It is a real thing.
So, no, I didn't tell him the bus part, but I did tell him.
But you sure thought it.
Yeah, and he, like, never, of course, he never responded, but I was like, yeah, that happened. That sucked.
Okay, back to the email.
Oh, that's right, yes.
She told me how a guy had stiffed her on the allowance, so now she always gets it up front. I was hesitant, but her story seemed believable. Then her phone rang, and she said it was her dad. So I had to be quiet, as he was quite religious and protective of his daughter.
Pimp.
She hung up and said, hey, he wants to FaceTime me, so I'm going to go do it outside. Then she asked me, hey, which sexy outfit I wanted. Do you want the red or the black one? I said, I'll take the black one, LOL.
Red.
Also, she said she was going to move her car to my house instead of in front of the neighbors. She went outside, got in her car, turned around, drove away, avoiding all my cameras.
Wait a minute. So he did pay her.
Yes.
And she just did that? Wow, she is gutsy. She's got some balls.
Yes.
Wow.
Immediately, she blocked me from the site, and her texting app was immediately shut off also.
Oh, my God.
It wasn't life-changing money, but it really makes you feel stupid when somebody purposely scams you and had that intent from the very beginning.
Oh, B, I am so sorry if you're listening to this. I'm so sorry, B. Like, wow, what a horrible, horrible person. Man, we should try to find her. I wonder if B could like give us some insight. I bet she's probably still out there doing it. And we could I would love to trap someone. I know that's very malicious, but I think it would be so much fun.
Set up a fake account, invite them over.
And then just be like,
Give B his money back.
give B his money back. Yeah. We're here for B. Like we're fighting for B. Yeah. Oh man, that sucks. I'm really sorry,
Yeah,
B.
it would be really hard. And plus, most of these, you can't really call it a crime. I mean, what are you going to report it as?
Yeah, you can't. You
so
can't.
that's why they're so brazen,
Yeah.
and they think they can get away with it. But karma has a way of
It does.
showing up. So let's talk about some other red flags.
Okay.
I've got kind of a list here. Of course, we just talked about being a new profile. You have to be very careful of those. I'm not saying avoid those at all costs. But
I say avoid them.
Just proceed with caution. I've met some people with a new account, and they always have a story. Oh, I've been on and off here
I
for
think
years. And
the ones
I
that
just
have
set
the
it back
private
up.
photos is good.
You do?
Yeah. Like if they have private photos,
Mm-hmm.
usually that's like an indication. Like if somebody doesn't have photos, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a fake account.
Yeah, if they have limited photos, or if the photos look too professional.
Too professional.
Yeah, it's like they
What
got those off
guys?
the internet.
Yeah, what guy's getting professional pictures?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen photos where they were actual, modeling type photos.
There's a lot of models on
I
there,
know, but
though.
I'm always cautious about that because of those you can easily pull. I guess you could pull any type of,
at
even a
that
candid off the
point,
internet. But
wouldn't you? I mean, why can't you just like wait a couple of days, like message her and then wait a couple of days? Because like we've already discussed this. Like after they'll usually get kicked off because they're instantly like.
well, I'm just saying
soliciting
proceed with caution. Let that be
Yeah.
kind of a yellow flag.
I say
And
message and
don't and just be very careful of everything they say and do. Their story may make sense, and I've had it make sense
or
before.
if they
but
don't have anything in the description.
very limited in the description too.
Yeah.
A couple other things. Communication. If they're not a very good communicator,
Dump them.
yeah, I just don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a busy guy, you're a busy gal. If we're having to force information out of them, and like if they want to get together and they're kind of wishy-washy, they're just not committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have so much time for that.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Okay.
Oh, and here's the other thing.
Okay.
My first date, for a girl that I first met on the website,
Yeah.
she was 3 hours late for our date.
That is ridiculous. I cannot believe.
She
Wait.
had an excuse, and it was valid.
It was valid.
It had to do with a babysitter issue. She had to run her kids down to a different part of town.
Why couldn't she just reschedule?
Well, it was like a Friday night. I was supposed to pick her up. Actually, I think she was a little more than that. I was supposed to pick her up at 7:30 at about 11 o'clock.
Jesus, why would you
we
wait
finally-
that long? Why would you wait that long?
I was the very first girl I met on the site.
Oh, I guess you didn't.
We had been texting. She was very attractive. She was my type.
Attractive.
Long brunette, hair,
Oh.
Italian. She was
Yeah.
spicy. And
Spicy.
and some of the things that she said to me got me really worked up beforehand. So I'm just like, all right, we're going to wait this one out.
Jesus.
I ended up getting into a 1.5 year relationship with her, but Do you think that she was ever on time for anything?
That
No.
I would immediately be like,
No.
bye.
She was never on time for anything. I could never plan. Like if we were supposed to go to a concert and be there by 8, we would be lucky to walk in at 9:30.
So there
Just
was
drives
also,
me crazy.
What about that? What about the girl that you recently were seeing, and she did the same thing, and you would like literally you would tell her, hey, it's at this time, but you were like pushing it back like an hour.
Yeah, because she could never be on time.
That is
And
horrible.
you know what?
Be on
I've been
time.
dating for 5 years. I think I've been late for a date maybe twice, and it was only a few minutes late. Like I find there's just some people find a reason, and it sounds valid, but they always have a reason why they're running late. And she was the one you were talking about recently. She was always 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes late. One day she was 45 minutes late, and she shows up. She looked really good. She just seemed a little disheveled, like just out of sorts. And she was like, I'm sorry, I'll understand if you break up with me. And I'm thinking, break up with you? Yeah, we're not a couple. And this may be the last one.
Oh, is this?
Yes.
Is this who I think it is?
Yeah. I thought that's who you were talking about.
Yes, I was. But
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you were still on that.
Yeah,
person.
and then we were going to go see this show. It was kind of a medieval times type show, and at like 2:00. I told her to be at my place at noon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she got to my place at 2:15. Absolutely freaking. She gave me this story, of course.
But
I always had a reason.
Always having an excuse.
There's just, can somebody's life be that unorganized that they just cannot make it anywhere on time?
Yeah.
One single time? And we went out for months. Like, how long was it? Like 3 or 4 months? 5 months?
Yeah.
No, actually, it's longer than that.
Yeah,
About 6 months.
I mean, we all.
And I finally just had to cut that loose.
She kind of.
I had to give up on that.
Yeah.
And I was ready to give up on it earlier because that's just really frustrating to me because I'm a man of my word. When I make a date or when I make a time, by God, I keep my word. And that's and if there's something that comes up and I can't make that time or I need to push it. I've pushed dates before. I've communicated really well. Hey, I'm with a client. Things are going longer than expected. Can we push it back 30 minutes or an hour? And they're like, yeah, no problem.
So
or we'll reschedule.
There was a girl that. So I was, there was a younger gentleman that I was like kind of seeing, right? And we were actually going to be a throuple, which is...
If
you don't know what that is, it's 3 people.
I think we figured that out.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, some people don't know.
A
throuple. So, yeah, it was a guy, girl relationship, right? This girl, oh my God, I fell in love with her immediately. She was so bubbly. She just stole my heart. Very fun personality, amazing person to talk to. She was a little out there. She loved like conspiracy theory stuff, which I really enjoy. Mm-hmm. And
you're one of those.
Well, I just like listening to the like crazy stories. And who knows? I mean, nobody really knows, but yet we do know. I don't know. It is what it is. It's entertaining to me. Like life is meant to be entertaining for me. And so I get bored of life very easily. So sometimes I just like to listen to these weird, crazy things and be like, oh my God, what if? And then I go off into that rabbit hole. And she just like, so everything was going great. I mean, like we had a threesome. Like it was just magical. It was very, very fun. Very fun. She was very attractive. He was very attractive. We were all 3 together. It was fire.
Okay, and where are we going with this?
Oh, so all of a sudden,
Amy gets distracted. Her eyes started glazing over.
Yeah, I was remembering it.
She's
I'm
like, oh, it was really good.
It was really good.
Snap out of it.
Yeah. So, okay. So out of nowhere, right? So this is like a month into it. She disappears, right? She's like, okay, well, I have to go to New York. And we were like, okay, well, we'll we can either come out and see you or whatever. And she just she disappeared. But she would always show up late. And it drove me insane. And she was horrible at communication. Like trying to text her was like, I even had to tell him at one point. I was like, listen, like I really like her. And I could see us definitely working out. And she was 22. So we, like, him and I had like a lot of, and like we would have like all of our text messages were together. Like we would never like talk separately. But at one point I had to talk to him separately and be like, hey, listen, like this is a problem for me. I don't like this. I need somebody, like if I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody, and especially with 3 people, because I've done that before and many times, it takes very good communication. Like you have to be like mature enough to handle it. She was impossible. Like she was so hard to message, but she was only like 21, 22. So I think that's like maybe a generational thing. I think these girls are just so, they're, you know, at 20, in your early 20s, you're kind of like, la-di-da, you know, you're kind of finding yourself. You're just all about yourself, I think, at that point. And it just, you have no respect for anyone. Like you just moved out of your parents' house, not like, 2 years ago? And so you're just kind of, I don't know, running rampant in the streets, I think, at that point. And so I don't know. That's how I see it anyways. She pissed me off. Okay, end story. Go.
I had another red flag event happen to me a few years ago, and she was very attractive and cute and bubbly, and but I let that fog the red flag. So we met, and we decided to go ahead and start an arrangement. And she says, "Hey, I'm getting evicted from my place because I got to come up with my rent by this time." Being a landlord myself, I know how to go on and skip trace and kind of look at court records. And I see this house. She'd actually had an eviction on her record the time before at another place, and then the address she gave me was different. Anyway, there was something that didn't add up.
Now, this is not the girl that you were talking about a couple episodes ago, right?
No, I've never talked about this one. So something didn't add up.
I feel betrayed.
And then I finally cornered her on this inconsistency in her story, and she got a little upset. She goes, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I need blank amount or I'm going to be evicted. I'm going to lose my place. So I went ahead and gave her the money and had her pay rent. So that happened once, and then a few months later, she had another story why she couldn't pay rent. So I gave her the money.
Wait a minute.
To pay rent.
So that there was a month in between those. So
there was a few months.
There was.
Yeah, there was.
So she was getting paid from you then, right? In between. So there was no reason.
There was no reason. So then, but some happened that she had this emergency. She had to use all of her rent money for this. I can't remember. She was in a custody battle, I think, for her son.
She got those Jimmy Choo shoes.
Well, I think she had a little drug problem too.
Oh.
So she came to me a few months later. Couldn't pay rent. I gave her the money. And then she told me it got stolen.
Wait, the rent money got stolen? Oh, yeah, drug problem.
Yeah.
Drug.
Do you think I learned anything from that lesson immediately?
I doubt it.
No, we still were together for quite a while. And I finally had to cut her off because...
I am so curious about this. So let's dive into
I'm
this.
so stupid sometimes.
Why?
I have a big heart.
Stupid.
I have a big heart, and I want to help people.
First of all, let's stop right
there.
Stop you right there. You're not stupid. You think with the wrong head.
That is true also.
Yes. So what is it that these girls say to you that like keeps you so, is it, between their legs?
Well, everybody has a story. No, but everybody has a story, and it all sounds believable, and they,
you want to rescue everyone.
Yeah, some have better stories than others, right? Finally, you know how it ended? Mm-hmm. So she said, "Hey, my mom," or something. She had some story. "Hey, my mom had given me $100 on like Apple Pay or something. Can I just send that to you and you give me cash?" And I said, "Sure." So she sent me $100. She came over and I gave her the $100 cash. Well, the next night she goes, "Hey, I've got $100 more. Can you do the same thing?" I'm like, "All right, that's fine." She asked if I had any cash on me. I said, "Yeah." So she did it, and then twice more that night. She goes, "Oh, I just gotta, I'm like, "Where are you getting this money?" And she's like,
on the street corner.
Anyway, whatever. So she sent me this money 3 times that one night. So I gave her the cash.
Yeah.
And the next day it all bounced.
Are you serious?
It was.
Wow.
I got some
text
or message that says, we're reversing these.
Was her personality at all at any point?
Well, then I went and looked in the in the court records, and she had been arrested for some drug charges. And I think she even ended up serving some time. Yeah. And she was a model, like legit model.
Well, how
that-
do I mean some? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that all models, but I mean, there is definitely. I don't think being that skinny naturally. I can tell you that. Like
Yeah.
if your bones are sticking out like that, I don't know though. I mean, some people are, but I'm not. You know, whatever. A model that's hard. It's a very hard career. Very hard career. I would not want to do that.
Yeah, so then I tried to contact her about the reverse charges, and she never
Never got back
messaged
to
me
you.
back, and I ended up blocking her. I blocked her number, I blocked her off social media, blocked her, and I see she's still active on the site now, and
Yeah.
still soliciting or trying to get another sugar daddy. But
Is she even to today?
well, yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Man.
I mean, she obviously
See, that's
needs
what
money.
sucks. So I would like to put it out there that maybe instead of what would be nice is if they could like have a specific branches of this site that are like people looking for, because you say long term, but a lot of people I feel like in this area are like, oh, 2 or 3 months and that's it, you know, and it's like, screw that. I don't want to be bouncing around. I would not want to be bouncing
I think
around.
most people are looking for long-term arrangements. The problem is that the site is also conducive to quick hit, short-term, maybe one and done type people who are
Well,
needing
okay,
quick fix.
let
And
me-
there's plenty of guys out there willing to accommodate them on those.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Is it true? Now, do you think with this site, so in general dating, you know how like this, how people you say like, oh, don't put out right away. What's your thought on that? Like do you still have to, because I get that people get bored. And as a guy, you're like, oh my God, there's so much at the candy store. Like which flavor do I want? Right. But I mean, that's what gets me is like, I don't know when, and this is a question. I don't know when is a good time because I don't want to be used. I don't want a guy just like after a month or two just being like, hey, listen, like I know that there's many of other girls that you're talking to, or that I'm talking to. I'm the guy, pretend I'm the guy. So there's like a lot of girls no, I just, whatever. So anyways, that's the one thing that I struggle with is I'm like, when is a good time? Like, cause even in a traditional relationship, I suck at that. Cause I like sex and I like having fun but I'm not like, I'm not easy like by
No.
any means.
No, I think we saw each other probably 2 or 3 times before.
So is that the
we did
magic
anything.
numbers? Like 3?
Everybody's different. Some people you feel very comfortable with, and it happens the first night. I'm not opposed to that, but
But does that make you lose attraction to them faster?
you know what? It might make me lose a little bit of respect for them because I think, oh, well, they're ready to jump in bed with anybody they go out the first night.
But it's like it's seeking arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean that's what I don't understand is like how can you as a guy lose interest in someone when you're on the site for a reason? Like that is the main reason
Mm-hmm.
is you're not getting it from elsewhere. You want somebody that's not going to give you the relationship aspect, but then you want her to like wait 2 or 3 days. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like if she's
no,
feeling
guys don't want you to wait 2 or 3 days. They just respect you more if you do.
but that doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
It makes no sense. You're not looking for a relationship.
I know, but that's just the way it is.
So it's freaking predator and prey. It's cat and mouse. I freaking hate cat and
Mm-hmm. I
mouse.
know. It's a game.
Oh God, I hate
Yeah.
games so much.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, and for the most part, we don't play games on the site, but it still happens.
I think it happens a lot.
Well, yeah, it happens.
I think guys can be
I don't think
irritating.
it'll
Girls
ever
can
not
be
happen.
really irritating, but I don't understand this. I thought for sure when I originally got on that this site would eliminate the game factor, but everything in life.
It does for the most part versus any other traditional dating app.
Maybe I need to learn chess. I don't know.
Chess.
Create a strategy of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There are strategies out there
Checkmate.
on how to find your mate, how to find the one, how to
I don't want the
better
one.
dating relationships.
Oh God, it's too much work. All right, keep going.
Well, we're about at the end of this episode. I think I've covered most everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do
So-
you have any other interesting stories? Because you've been so what has been your experience? You've been looking for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you like besides the girl last night? Do you have any other?
Oh, it's exhausting. Like she was a 9.7, like very attractive,
I know. I really
good
wanna-
body,
I want to see a picture of her.
smart, educated. She was dependable,
Yeah.
but she was snotty.
Super snotty.
Yeah, she just had this attitude.
I actually have a picture. So you remember the girl that you were talking about, the one that like was 60 miles north?
Mm-hmm.
I have a picture I want to show you because I feel like I think I might have the girl. I think I might have her in my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to explore that.
Yeah. I'd be really interested in seeing if it's the same girl because she has, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to wrap this one up. Hey guys, visit our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com.
Share your stories. We'll read them out loud just like we did with B. Hey B, I will track her down.
We're going to get her.
Yeah.
And hey, follow us on Instagram. We just launched that. We're trying to build our following there.
Instaham.
So yeah, I've posted a lot of funny memes
That's all him people, not me.
that are related to Sugar Daddy.
And isn't there like a Facebook? You have a Facebook?
Yeah, we've got it all.
You do.
But on Instagram, I've got a lot of funny sugar daddy, sugar baby type videos,
Isn't
memes.
Facebook supposed to be for that too?
Yes.
Okay.
Why do you keep interrupting me?
I'm
trying to plug our social
sorry.
media.
Okay, go. Sorry.
Amy's not well versed in social media. She abstains from it, so she has lots of questions.
Any political views, don't care.
No, it's all
whatever you're up to, don't care.
It's all content related to our show and to the sugar dating lifestyle. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We have a page, Sugar Daddy, The Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube.
Wait,
we're on Twitter.
TikTok?
Yeah.
What?
I've posted a few things, about our episodes.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Find us there.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Peace out, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.